Oh wow, okay, we're streaming. Okay, that was easy. That was quick. Hello everybody, welcome to another episode. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to FIF, Financial Independence Firm. Today we're going to do basically a case study. So very excited to show you guys all this. I mentioned it previously, so I'm working with a client and I was so excited because his situation just leaves room for a lot of opportunity, right? He's an elderly man, he's retired, he makes about $72,000 from his retirement vehicles, and he has really no debt. So I put together something for him that he actually really liked. So I'm gonna go ahead and share this with you. We are actually moving in a different direction than this exact plan. We're tweaking it for what he wants, but that's why I'm actually able to show you guys all this. So, first things first, let's go ahead and pull up my screen. Okay. So, as you guys can see, this is just the federal tax brackets for 2025. All right, if you're new to the channel, we already know that protecting your wealth will actually help you more so in retirement as opposed to trying to earn more income. That was in my book. It's actually a study from another book, but it was showing that a reduction of your taxes in just 4% over the course of 30 years would increase this particular person's retirement savings from $191,000 to over $700,000. So almost 4x'd it by just 4%. All right, so what we look here, he's a single man. So we look at the single section, and as you can see, it goes from 10%, 12%, and then it jumps to 22% here, okay? So what we did is we put together a strategy, okay? So what we did, I drew a T-chart for him, and he fills out the $40,000 side. Okay, $40,000 is what you can live off of. He told me you don't have many expenses. And then the $32,000, because he makes six grand a month, $72,000, $40,000 over here for his living expenses, which worked out, and then $32,000 that we're going to go ahead and build wealth with. So before I showed him some numbers, I asked him, what did he want to happen? What do you want this $32,000 to do for you? And he mentioned a couple things. He said, well, I want it to grow. Said, I want to be able to touch it, if I need it. And he didn't know what else. He said, I've never really had to invest before. He's never really invested or made any risky situations, put himself in a bad spot. So he didn't really know. So I told him, great news. It does both of those things. Okay, so what this strategy can do is provide guarantees, as well as give you access year one. So very, very cool. Now, as far as what we drew up for him, oh, come on, I'm streaming, man, don't do this to me. Here we go. Okay, so we got John Doe. All right, we got John Doe. We have $2,500 a month times 12 is the $30,000. Okay. Now you guys might feel overwhelmed. I'm going to talk to you guys just as I talk to him. Okay. There's two sections here. We have a guaranteed section and a non-guaranteed section. All right. So the guaranteed section is what I was talking about. You get a guaranteed growth in your account, 2% per year. Now the non-guaranteed is what you would get if you were to get a dividend payment. Now, you might say, why are you even showing me non-guaranteed? And that's a great question. The reason that I'm personally showing you the non-guaranteed, especially for this company, is that this company has been around for 120 years, actually over 120 years. And since they've been in business, they have never missed a dividend payment. They pay once a year. So mind you, that's actually enduring the Great Depression, enduring both world wars, the real estate crash of 08, our dot-com bubble, our pandemic. They have never not paid a dividend. So although we can't legally guarantee it, it's one of the companies that I'm very confident in. I don't see any reason that they wouldn't continue to pay that dividend. Okay? So now that we got that out the way, I just want to show a couple of numbers here. So year one, like I said, he's in his 60s. He puts in $30,000. He'll have net cash value, means how much cash can you withdraw? $10,000 guaranteed at the end of year one, and immediately $299,000 of death benefit. Now, over the 120 years, the dividend has averaged about 5.4%. So that's what these numbers show. And you'll see here, your dividend year one would be about $3,500. Add that to the $10,000, you'll have $13,000. And again, you're asking like, man, I put $30,000 into this. I only have access to $13,000 year one. Well, yeah, you have $13,000 year one, but the other 17 or 16,000 and change gets you an immediate $300,000 nest egg. So God forbid if something were to happen, that 16,000, I mean, you almost 20x that, you know? So that's just one perspective. Now, what else is so cool about his program, right? So he told me that he only had $38,000 in his savings account, which is, I shouldn't say only, $38,000 is a good amount, but I showed him just within 5 years, he'll have 6 figures. Or he'll be able to at least double it without, if no dividends were to pay out, which again is somewhat unlikely, very unlikely. So you have this vehicle here, and then his death benefit is now up to $388,000. So what really got fun was I showed him, I said, okay, so say in 10 years on your 70th birthday, you wanted to ball out because they have an annual function that they go to. And I said, you wanted to pop out to the function with a boat. You take out all $250,000 here in your 10th year. What's so neat about this is that it's your money. This is your money, so you can access it. There's no credit checks. There's no any gatekeeping. It doesn't go on your credit report. It just takes up to 3 days and you get your money. And what's beautiful about this, so you'll see that I structured these in a very particular way, that the cash value will always be less than the death benefit. Because if you were to never pay this back, all that would happen is the $250,000 would be subtracted from the $427,000 and his family gets the rest. So it's so neat. And then he was asking, okay, so when can I get the cash out of this thing? All you have to do is wait 90 days after it opens. After 90 days, you can go ahead and put your withdrawal in, and you can go ahead and get your money out. They'll give it to you in 72 hours or less. So that's one of the cool features here. So you have liquidity. Hold on, I know you guys are probably not listening to me. All right. So you guys, we have liquidity, meaning you have access to money. So although we showed him that, yes, you have $40,000 that you're living on, at the end of year one, you have an additional $13,000 or $10,000 that you can tap into. Okay. So you actually still have about $50,000. You have more breathing room if you need it. And if you don't, it's a supercharged savings account. I didn't even go over all of the other details here. I mean, eventually it gets to a point where this thing does pay for itself. But I just had to show you because that's just some of the benefits here that you have. And then I want to show you guys something else because you know I'm big on Social Security, y'all. I'm so big on Social Security. The Economic Security Act. Okay, perfect. So here we go. All right. I'm new to the Twitch streaming, guys. I appreciate the patience. Let's get this going. Okay. So with this section, this is the same policy, right? The same draw. What's so cool is we're going to use this 10-year mark as a benchmark for him because we just use the 10-year to keep it the continuity. So with this is called accelerated death benefits, or basically living benefits while he's alive. So again, Medicare and Medicaid has shifted over to Social Security, which is our primary healthcare source, right? I showed you guys about the big beautiful bill, how they are stripping Medicaid, plain and simple. So what this does is, God forbid, if any of us were to ever come across a chronic disease, if any of us have a terminal illness, or any of these special medical conditions, like I said, so say he has a chronic illness, develops cancer of some sort, he can take out up to $307,000 of his death benefit to pay for hospital bills, for, just to take care of him. And then there's still going to be a remaining death benefit of $106,000. If it's a terminal illness, he can access a little bit more. Specified medical condition, a little bit more. So again, you have built-in levels of protection. Even if he doesn't need it, at least it's there. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Did I say that right? It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Yep. So he was agreeing with me. Also, whenever you pull money out of it, it's considered a loan against yourself. Loans are not taxed. So this can be $10,000 of income year one that he can take out tax-free. Also, when he passes away, all of that inheritance that he just built up year one, tax-free. Now, you guys might ask, like, so what? What is tax-free? What does that even mean? That doesn't mean anything. I just want to give you guys a perspective of Chadwick Boseman. Most of us know Chadwick Boseman, RIP to the legend, but at his time of his death, he was worth $1.9 million. And after he passed away, since there wasn't a proper structure in place, he ended up actually leaving his family $900,000. That was due to probate, court, attorney costs, and then just taxes in California. So again, if it's up to you, if you guys want to leave your life's work, your legacy, let the government take up to 40%, that's by all means with your ability as a citizen. But if you don't want to give them your life savings, because they've been taken through us, from us throughout our entire lives, and you want to actually give it to your family, there are strategies that you can go ahead and build. So this is just an example. This is someone, again, who is 60 years old, but there's so many things that we can do. And I just want you all to know, even though he's in retirement, he is still thinking about legacy. He's still thinking about his family. He's still thinking about his grandbabies. He's wondering, how can he give them a leg up? So whether you're already retired, whether you're trying to face retirement, and then like I said, if he's just living off of these government subsidies, I was showing him how that may not be the most consistent, and let's build another wealth tool. So it was I'm very excited for him. He like I said, he's never sat down with somebody about his finances before, and he was eating this up. He just didn't know that it was available. And that blows my mind. He's been around 60 years and he didn't know something like this exists. And that's intentional. So that's why I wanted to show you guys one example of just what's possible. Just what's possible. Like, I showed him all the extra money he has left over after his budget, and just making sure that he's maximizing that $32,000. And I don't talk about the stock market anymore, but what I told him is that, because he's also a little bit nervous about the economy as a whole, he would rather have his money grow without having it exposed. And that's exactly what this does. So if he decided that he wanted to take it out and invest and buy when it's low, that's the famous saying, buy when it's low, sell when it's high. John D. Rockefeller said a little bit different, buy when there's blood in the streets. So he's going to be patient, build up his equity, build up his cash. I showed him, earliest estimates Social Security would run out is 2033. 8 years for him, he would have about $284,000 liquid cash accessible to him. So again, we're just building in protections, y'all. Building in protections, and if it happened to take 12 years, it would be over $400,000. So again, what are you doing with your $32,000? What are you doing with your extra money outside of your budget? Or if you don't have that extra money, let's talk. Let's get a budget in place, because the worst thing is to stay in a situation and not have a plan, because that's when you feel like you're just in this endless cycle. That's the rat race. You feel like there's no end of the tunnel. There's no end of the race. You just keep going in that cycle. So if you don't even have a plan to work towards, let's talk. If you do have a little bit and you feel like you're not being a good steward of the extra money that you have, let's talk. If you have any questions about your financial planning, let's talk. If you already have a financial advisor, that's great. I'm not a financial advisor, but do you have enough confidence in him to get a second opinion? Nevertheless, like I said, we're out here changing lives. We're bridging the gap from financial literacy to independence. If you guys want to be a part of the movement, if you want to be an independent, reach out. Love you all. Until next time. Peace.